So this Storytime saga just sounds absolutely crazy.
A screenshot here so you guys can see. And I'm like, where are you? This girl is drunk, yeah? I said her name, but I'm not mentioning her name. I was like, she's drunk and we need to go now. So I allowed her to come and putting her hands on me, yeah? And as she's putting her hands on me, I'm like, bro, stop hitting me. Like, I'm like, stop touching me, stop touching me. I'm taking her hands off me. She's still grabbing me up, you know? I'm like, you need to stop. She's like, if you leave me, watch what I'm gonna do, watch what I'm gonna do. So the girl pulls me by my weave. So like, when she pulled me by my weave, I was so close to backhanding this. Like, she kept saying, if I leave her, she's gonna kill herself, she's gonna kill herself. I was like, what do you mean you're gonna kill yourself? Are you okay?
Hey guys, it's Morali. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. Click that button for daily consistent content. And follow me on my Instagram, Morali. I would massively appreciate it as well. Now, I did pop a video last night of this whole Renee Natalie kind of, fight that took place via online. But I thought to myself, let me delete that video only because I haven't actually watched or reviewed the part 1 and part 2 story times of what Renee is talking about. So if you don't have the in-depth knowledge of a storytime video, there is a high likeliness that you could have inaccuracies within your video. So I thought I'd private or delete that video for now, temporarily, and I would obviously just review part 1 and part 2, so you guys don't have to watch a full hour if you guys don't want to, and then I'll talk about that situation that happened last night afterwards. I think that just makes a bit more sense, and you're able to report on a more accurate way. Now, before we get into this video, a quick disclaimer: please do not send hate to anybody mentioned in this particular video. This is not about promoting hatred. This is simply a channel just to report on situation events that have took place and happened. Much like the situation between Jeffree Star, James Charles and Tati, it looks like we're having our own little UK version going on here as well. And the reason why I say that is because the way Renee has uploaded her thumbnails, they're very similar to how Tati's video looks like. There's like a trend going on right now, which I find quite interesting. And she begins the story, Renee, by talking about how she befriends this girl Natalie, and that she's living at her uni accommodation for 2 weeks or so. They go to a shisha bar and they meet up with Natalie's friend called Chantel, and Chantel tells Renee that she has been talking a lot of smack behind her back, that she's not a good person, be wary of her, she's not safe, she's a bit erratic and so forth. Renee doesn't know Chantel, she's confused, she says, I don't really know who Chantel is, I'm not going to believe her. They'll go off to the toilet, and then Natalie's obviously talking bad stuff about Chantel to Renee. And obviously at this point, Renee seems a bit confused. What's going on? I don't understand what's happening here. They talk about how Chantel always wants things to be paid for her. And at this point in time, she's a bit confused, Renee. Then they all Uber to PR1, which is a club. And what I like about this particular video is that not only are receipts being shown, but in this particular instance where beef is ongoing with Renee and somebody else, she has a friend there with her in the particular video. Now, the reason why I feel like this is very important and pinnacle is because it adds to the authenticity and the depth and truthness of this particular side. To have somebody with you in a video filming together, or somebody as a witness, it helps to add truthness to what you are saying, and people won't easily dismiss you as the crazy one because you beef many people. So I feel like that in itself is a very important element. And she has shown receipts and like Snapchat voice notes of where Chantel and Natalie are beefing, and Chantel's like, I'll meet you at 9 AM the next day, like, let's do this if you guys want to, and so forth and so forth. And then Natalie tried to do damage control and said, look, I know you have beef with Vanessa and so forth, that's why I wanted to try and do this particular, that's why I spoke about you XYZ in a negative way. It was all damage control. That's what she was trying to do, because obviously word got out and she didn't want that to happen. Now, when they got to this PR1 club, they were vibing and everything went well. Everything was cute and good. And then in walks this particular guy called Terrence. And when Renee finds out that Natalie is moving way too much towards Terrence, she's acting weird, overtly, for no reason, it's unnecessary, she's just doing way too much. And it was weird for people to see because obviously Natalie's having feelings for not one but 2 different guys. So again, this seems a bit disheveled. And the next day, Renee wakes up and sees that Natalie is actually staring at her, and she gets a bit scared. She wakes up, she's a bit, frightened, and found it a bit weird. And Renee did ask, why didn't you go to university? I've been at your accommodation for a week and a half and you haven't been to one lecture. And Natalie says, well, I get somebody to sign me in, I don't really need to go. Now, obviously that, for people who go to uni, would find that weird, because obviously what's going on? Why aren't you going to uni? Like, a week and a half, 1 or 2 lectures cute, but not a week and a half, too much is going on here. And Renee also says that she does smoke a lot of weed, constantly, non-stop. Now, I am somebody who I don't do weed myself, personally. The way I even phrased it, nobody even says do weed, like they smoke a joint or whatever, because I personally feel like we can actually be complicit in somebody having a mental breakdown, having to have psychosis, which I learned about, having to have, you know, any form of schizophrenic episodes, having to have bipolar episodes, a personality disorder. All of this can be enabled by by smoking weed. Now, the reason why I say that is because I feel like it can be a genetic predisposition for some individuals and people. Weed isn't for everybody. A lot of people can do weed and they can be totally fine by it. Other people can't. Like, it's just to do with your genes. That's all you're predisposed to it. And so I feel like for some people it can't work. So I feel like there definitely is a correlation with the fact that Renee has said that this person smokes a lot of weed, and it looks like this person seems a bit unhinged and having some form of breakdown, and you know, it could be a form of psychosis. We just don't know. In the background, you can hear she was saying some disturbing stuff like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, I'm gonna kill you, dumb fucking bitch. And then I'm thinking, what the fuck? And I would obviously go into more of a psychological, analytical perspective of you at the end of this video. And throughout this video, we have Renee's friend who talks about how he is constantly being on the receiving end of Natalie blurting out information, telling way too much about who he likes, who she likes, who doesn't. And he's sitting there thinking, what's going on? Why is it happening? And then she disappears for 45 minutes. It just like goes away, smokes outside, and she says she never smokes outside. And then she comes back in and Renee's friend sees her crying and then tells Renee, and Renee's just confused, and Renee asks her, why are you crying? She says, I'm not crying, got eyelashes, whatever. But obviously she visibly looked like she was crying a lot. So again, people are confused and what's going on here. You're moving too much to some guy, you're crying, but you're not really crying, you're smoking way too much. Things are seeming to be unhinged slowly. Then they're at this particular club, and what they've noticed prior to that is that her mood does swing quite a bit, and you know, she's having these alternate kind of moods 24/7. They're in a club and in walks Terence, and Terence says hi to Renee and everybody else, says hi to her last out of respect. She then gets a bit upset throughout the night because I feel like this particular person isn't showing the attention that she wants. So she downs a huge Hennessy bottle, and Renee's like, what are you doing? And grabs it, and then she gets upset, and she's visibly drunk, and she argues with Renee in the club, and they go to the toilet, and they're waiting there, and they're seeing girls sitting in a seat on a particular table that isn't reserved, it could be for anybody. And then we have, you know, this particular girl, Natalie, saying, who are these B words in my seat, whatever. Obviously she's really intoxicated and she's really drunk, and Renee feels embarrassed, saying, listen, I'm sorry guys, she's drunk, she's not well, whatever, she's having all this, she's had way too much alcohol to drink, she's upset over this particular guy Terence, she wants to fight somebody, and you know, Renee said, let's just go home, they're going in the Uber, then she stops and she wants to piss, and then she wants somebody to watch over as she pisses. As she goes back into the car, her mood is completely different, and she's very positive, and Renee's a bit like, what's going on, why are you having so many different 5-6 moods per day, this isn't right, this seems a bit very unhinged. Then Renee's like, I need to get my stuff, I need to go. So she has this particular person called Double in the car, taking them back. Natalie does not let her into the accommodation. She's not using the fob key. So therefore, they obviously have to have a security guard to help. It takes a while, but they eventually get up there and so forth. And what she's now saying is she's preventing her from leaving. Like, she kept saying, if I leave her, she's going to kill herself. She's going to kill herself. I was like, what do you mean you're going to kill yourself? Are you okay? She's holding her stuff. She's holding it by her hair and holding it by her whatever she's wearing. And she said, I don't want you to leave. I want to kill myself. I want to kill myself. Don't leave. Do not leave, which only confirms the affirmation that this particular person perhaps isn't mentally well. Renee then calls somebody to say, please, called Hero, please come and help, and whatever. He then comes down, and then he can hear the background voice where she says, I will kill you, threatening, and that's basically where the storyline ends for part-time 1. Now, from a psychoanalytical perspective and basis, because I obviously do have that as a background, what we are witnessing here is somebody who is seeming to be quite unhinged from the story that we are told in this particular video. What we are seeing here is this particular person is having some form of a psychosis breakdown. You might ask, what is psychosis? The word psychosis is used to describe conditions that affect the mind, where there has been some loss of contact and reality. When someone becomes ill in this way, it is called a psychotic episode. During a period of psychosis, a person's thoughts and perceptions are disturbed, and the individual may have difficulty understanding what is real and what is not. So obviously you could see, within the club or so forth, she could amplify situations because she's seeing something that's not really there, and she's manipulating and creating situations. And obviously this is what could be happening, and probably while you're threatening, saying, I will kill myself, I will do this. Like, she kept saying, if I leave her, she's going to kill herself, she's going to kill herself. I was like, what do you mean you're going to kill yourself? Are you okay? Like, I went to the security guard and I said to the security guard, and so forth, and you're creating these situations because you're seeing something that's not really there. You're going through a process of a psychosis episode. Symptoms of psychosis include delusions, which are false beliefs, hallucinations, seeing or hearing things that you don't really, see or hear. Other symptoms include incoherent or nonsense speech, and behavior that is inappropriate for the situation. A person in a psychotic episode may also experience depression, anxiety, sleep problems, social withdrawal, a lack of motivation, and difficulty functioning overall. So, and I feel like weed is something that can definitely be complicit in this, and I feel like I know a lot of people, and I've worked in hospitals myself where I've seen patients who have come in and have said to particular doctors and psychiatrists and clinical psychologists saying that, I feel weird. Why do I feel like this? I've spent so much weed. What do I do? And, they're in this type of derealized kind of like state of mind, and they don't understand because they just simply do way too much weed. It becomes an addiction, and you slightly see a lot of people who go to a slight form of decline. This is why like everybody's like, oh, do weed? Like whenever I go to LA, everyone's smoking weed, everyone's just chilled and relaxing. Everybody does it. Like we all know someone who does it, and I feel like it's really celebrated as drinking water. Like it's that normal. It doesn't do anything to you. It may not have caused a lot of people to die or so forth, but it definitely has caused a lot of mental health issues because for some people it's not well, like it's not predisposed to be well. And how you find that out, perhaps trying it, seeing if it's for you. If it's not for you and you get way too paranoid and you feel like it does something to you afterwards, just stop doing it and slowly you begin to feel better again. But obviously some people may do it constantly, and as Renee said, this particular person is doing it non-stop. The reason why I feel like we should have a psychoanalytical perspective and viewpoint is because that only adds some form of depth and substance to this particular video, and we should make inferences to it so that we can have clarity to this particular situation that she's talking about. Now, it's obviously Renee's story. We don't know if this is actually all true. She has receipts here and there, but Natalie's story could be completely different, and maybe she doesn't even have psychosis. Like, we don't even know. But this is just to review that part-time one, so that you guys have a clearer understanding. And I will obviously watch part-time 2 and review that for you guys, so that will be out later today. And then I will review the event that took place last night and put that out for you, so that everything is taking place in chronological order. Because I feel like me talking about it last night, it was just a bit erratic and a bit random. It wasn't in chronological order. I should have reviewed the story times first, second, and third. A lot of the blogs right now are talking about the situation. Literally everybody is. She was trending #1. The whole of London is talking about this situation, about what's going on. One thing that I have to give to Renee is that whenever she has this beef, she talks about it, the whole of London just stops and watches. It's very interesting. Everybody stops, everybody talks about it, everybody reviews it. Like me, for example, or like the blogs online, or like other people on YouTube talk about it. Like everybody is talking about the situation. So I do find it quite interesting. This is a smaller review. Let me know what you guys think of it. Please subscribe. Click that button for daily consistent content. Subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram, Murad_Murali. Do comment down below, and I'll catch you guys soon.